Everyone is eagerly awaiting one of the Pokemon TCG's hottest and most highly anticipated sets, the Glory of Team Rocket. We've already seen round-the-clock news coverage, ongoing discussions about product shortages, and even skyrocketing prices of previous Team Rocket cards and sets. But what makes this set so special, and why are people already doing whatever they can to secure some on release? Is it all hype, or a set Pokemon fans have been genuinely longing for? In order to answer these questions, we'll be taking a look back at the original Team Rocket set and how it changed the Pokemon TCG forever. I'm Pokemon Classics, and I invite you to join me as we blast off once again. Let's roll the intro. The Team Rocket set was the fourth expansion of the Pokemon TCG in English, hitting stores on April 24th, 2000. It followed the base set, Jungle set, and Fossil set expansions, but unlike its predecessors, this one focused on Pokemon under the control of the infamous Team Rocket. This was also the first set to introduce the concept of Dark Pokemon, sinister, shadowy versions of familiar creatures. This unique approach gave the set a rebellious, villainous theme that made it stand out immediately. In total, the set consisted of 82 new cards, 83 if we include the Dark Raichu secret rare, but we'll get to that one in a little bit. It was also released at the height of Pokemon's popularity, preceded by Base Set, Jungle Set, and Fossil Set, which completed the entire 151 Kanto Pokedex. Fans were eager to see what the Pokemon Company would do with their next expansion. However, the Team Rocket set exceeded all expectations, offering an all-star lineup of popular Pokemon that left fans both surprised and ecstatic. Not only was this set one of the best for card design and collectability, but it would also offer a new twist on competitive gameplay. Let's take a closer look at some of these iconic cards in action. There were a number of cards that made this set legendary, but first up we have to talk about Dark Charizard, one of the most sought-after cards featuring a fierce, shadowy design. Unlike the base set Charizard, this one emphasized power with a risky but rewarding playstyle. Although it's not as elegant or iconic as the base set Charizard, Dark Charizard quickly became the chase card of the set. It was only the second time a Charizard was released in English, and considering Team Rocket included both holofoil and non-holofoil copies of each rare, many collectors had a realistic opportunity to finally own a Charizard, which was a really big deal at the time. Then there's Dark Blastoise and Dark Dragonite, both fan-favorite evolutions with stunning artwork and competitive potential. But the real game changer here was Dark Raichu, the first official secret rare in the Pokemon TCG, numbered 83 out of 82. This card wasn't listed in the official set number, making it an exciting surprise for collectors. Another interesting fact, but the Dark Raichu was made specifically for the English Team Rocket set and wasn't released in Japan until the Neo Crossing the Ruins set much later. This marked one of the few times a card was ever released internationally first before its Japanese release, and the licensing process actually resulted in the Team Rocket expansion being delayed by 3 months. It's a really cool card with an even cooler backstory and history. And of course, we can't forget the villainous Here Comes Team Rocket trainer card, which gave fans the Team Rocket trio of Jessie, James, and Meowth. Throw in Rainbow Energy as the first holographic special energy card, and this set offered a unique mix of artistic cards for collectors to chase. But that's not all. For serious collectors, Team Rocket also concealed some additional chases. First, there was the pre-release Gyarados card, following Clefable from Jungle set, and Aerodactyl from the Fossil set. We also had a pre-release stamped card in Team Rocket, and this time it was Gyarados, which marked the first time it wasn't the first card numerically in the set. Team Rocket also featured 2 W-stamped promo cards, one of which was Dark Charmeleon, which came with the Kraft Cheese promo over in Australia, starting in October of 2000. There was also the Dark Arbok W-Stamp promo from Hong Kong Pokemon Leagues, and that one was issued a little bit later in February of 2001. Typically, these promos were given out through the Top Deck magazines, and these ones marked some international releases of a fan favorite. Finally, my personal favorite from Team Rocket is the Dark Dragonite Error card. Now, Dark Dragonite is one of the holofoil rares, as well as non-holos, but in the number 5, it was supposed to be a holographic card. However, some of the Dark Dragonites were mistakenly printed on uncommon sheets and distributed in packs as a non-holo. If you ever find a number 5 Dark Dragonite and it doesn't have the holographic background, that's a pretty rare and valuable error card. Anyway, from a collectability standpoint, this set was clearly for the fans, both serious and casual, and was immediately a hit with collectors. However, the Team Rocket expansion was also a game changer, literally speaking. From a gameplay perspective, Team Rocket introduced more complexity with Dark Pokemon. These cards often had higher attack power, but at the cost of self-inflicted damage or energy discards. This risk-reward system added a new layer of strategy that competitive players had to consider. Dark Pokemon were all Stage 1 or Stage 2 evolution Pokemon, and most weren't particularly playable given their low HP. However, a few would become staples of competitive TCG play. For example, Dark Vileplume, with its Hay Fever Pokemon power, would provide a complete disruption of trainer cards. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the game today, Stadium cards, Tool cards, Supporter cards, and Item cards, they didn't exist. They were just all trainer cards. So this was huge, especially considering how trainer-heavy base set was. In general, Disruption cards took center stage with Team Rocket, which makes thematic sense given Team Rocket's intrusive role in the Pokemon mythology. Trainers like Imposter Professor Oak's Revenge could limit an opponent's hand to just 4 cards. Meanwhile, Rocket's Sneak Attack could discard any remaining trainers an opponent might have, leaving them depleted early in the game. Additionally, Pokemon like Dark Dragonair and Dark Dragonite would emerge as viable search options for assembling the Pokemon needed to build up your attackers. Dark Dragonair's Pokemon power, Evolutionary Light, allows trainers to search for an evolution card, adding it to their hand. Meanwhile, Dark Dragonite's Summon Minions Pokemon power would allow trainers to add up to 2 basic Pokemon. The synergy between these 2 cards is obvious, and when combined with the trainer card The Boss's Way, another search card, it wouldn't take long to build a powerful army of fully evolved Pokemon without having to rely on search trainers or chance drawings. Again, considering the competitive TCG landscape was dominated by quick-hitting basic Pokemon and powerful base set trainer cards, these new additions fundamentally changed deck design and competitive strategy. Well, fast forward to today, and it's been 25 years since the release of the Team Rocket expansion. And with Pokemon about to release a new Team Rocket themed set, it makes sense that people are both excited and nostalgic for a revisitation of one of its most popular and revolutionary sets. Team Rocket has remained one of Wizards of the Coast's most beloved sets, reflected in the price of both its boxes and its singles. First, if we take a look at some of the sealed box prices in this mass-produced era of early Wizards of the Coast Pokemon, Team Rocket is one of the sets that remains on top. Now, there are really 3 sets as part of this era of mass production, and that includes Jungle Set, Fossil Set, and Team Rocket. And I pulled up some data from first edition versions of these boxes that have been selling in the last few months, with Jungle Set performing at about $11,000 per box, Fossil Set at about $13,000 per box, which makes sense. There's a few more chase cards in the Fossil Set like Dragonite, Gengar, the Articuno, and even the Lapras in a PSA 10 are all very heavy hitters, but Team Rocket stands out at $15,000, and the reason for that has to do with its desirable singles. Now, these prices are for PSA 10 copies of first edition holographic cards from the Team Rocket set, and as you can see, the top 5 are rounded out by Dark Charizard, Dark Magneton, which is a very low population card, Dark Dragonite, Dark Blastoise, and the secret rare of the set, Dark Raichu. Now, the Dark Charizard is pushing almost $5,000, which is currently at $4,835 for a PSA 10 copy. The Dark Magneton, again, very difficult card to grade with all the light holofoil pattern, at just a little over $4,000, $4,050. Dark Dragonite is $2,957. The Dark Blastoise, $2,075. The Dark Raichu most recently sold for $1,699. When you put together all of the holographic cards as part of this set, the entire PSA 10 collection in first edition is about $23,000. That's a pretty good chunk of change for a set that's now going on 25 years old. And we'll also see that prices have been accelerating for these cards over the last few months, which is undoubtedly connected to the boost in interest from the upcoming Team Rocket set. Danny Phantom did an amazing video on this, which I believe he called the Rocket Effect, and it examines the price increase and the speculation going on in the background of the market for these original vintage cards. I'd highly recommend it. And although these cards have always been desirable, there's no doubt that people's speculation on them is fueling this sudden surge in prices. But nevertheless, the statement, Team Rocket's blasting off again, has never been more appropriate. So, what's the legacy of the Team Rocket set? Beyond its competitive impact, it introduced a darker, more rebellious aesthetic to Pokemon that would later inspire sets like the EX Team Rocket Return set in 2004, and to a lesser degree the Light and Dark Pokemon of Neo Destiny in 2001. Even today, these sets are still some of the most universally celebrated and actively sought after, proving that the Team Rocket set left a lasting mark on the Pokemon TCG world. It's no surprise that people are excited for the 25th anniversary of Team Rocket and eager to get their hands on the latest iteration of Team Rocket Pokemon cards. Expect the Japanese release of the Glory of Team Rocket in April of 2025, with the English version, Destined Rivals, to follow in May. And now, I turn it over to you. What's your favorite card from the Team Rocket set, and are you hoping to get your hands on some of this latest version when they finally release? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel for more Pokemon news, history, and market analysis. I'm Pokemon Classics, and until next time, stay well everybody, keep collecting, and don't forget to have fun. That's what this is all about. Bye everybody!